E. Fay Jones. He was born January 31st of 1921. He did die August 30th of 2004. He lived exactly 83 years. He was an architect that studied under Frank Lloyd Wright. He was a disciple of him, one of the greatest architects of all time. Bill Clinton did mention E. Fay Jones. He was famous. He worked out of the University of Arkansas as an architect. He built many structures that were very unique and reflected nature, especially trees. That's his work right there. It's called the Marty Leonard Chapel. It has a Alina Pope home on it. He's won many architect awards. His architect spans all over the nation. And that is his chapel. He was the architect of that chapel. It's right near the parking lot of the Central Market. Watch your cross, buddy. All right. There's the roof right there. And the roof you can see through the sunlight right there. The sunlight will come in and fill the atrium. They also have a piano upstairs that Linda and I played when we vlogged the inside of it. E. Fay Jones. He died at 83 years old. He lived until August 30th of 2004. He was from Arkansas. There's a bunch of cats all piled up there. We've done plenty of vlogs of it. Plenty of them. E. Fay Jones was in the military. He was in the Navy. He fought in the Pacific. He was a dive bomber. He handled torpedoes going into the ocean to kill the Japanese and their submarines. That's one of the things he was. He was a dive bomber. He also had other aviation skill, but he mostly fought as a fighter pilot. Watch it! Only the devil smiles. That's his building right there. He was a fighter pilot in World War II. He finished up architecture in 1951. And this is, they all know about my sister's funeral too. They all know she's dead and they're laughing about it. They all know, listen, they know who I am. They're F-A-G-A-T or F-A-G-G-A-T, however you want to say it. They take it up the schwink. The music is non-copyright. That's live music that's playing. I am so sorry, excuse me. Should be the song. There we go. Now, there was a black lady at a Kroger. This is Central Market. She was supposedly stealing liquor. They don't sell liquor at any Krogers across the nation. Not liquor. They only sell beer and wine. So they lied. And then the news report, which were probably paid by the cops. The officer stood in front of her car. She was pregnant. She had a baby. She was with child. When she didn't know the law very well, and so she moved forward, they executed her in the Kroger parking lot. And the officer got a slap on the wrist. I think that officer is still in duty. And he executed the black lady and the baby in the Kroger parking lot. I don't think she stole anything. Yeah, when they rechecked everything, when they went back and did the historical check or the archive check, that's when they go and do a follow-up, they found out everything was paid for. So they just simply executed her for no reason. Now, this has happened with Amber Geiger in Dallas. In Dallas, Amber Geiger opened the door to a man's apartment and executed him on the couch while he was eating ice cream for no reason. There was no reason for it at all. She just opened the door, walked in, and killed him with a gun. He was eating ice cream. He didn't do anything wrong. There's really no law against eating ice cream. She was tried, and she did lose her ability to be a police officer, or she lost her license to be a police officer. Meaning she lost her badge, she lost her lethal sidearm, she lost all the fun stuff. And she went to trial, and one of the black men that knew the man, that he was an accountant, that he was eating ice cream, that got shot by Amber Geiger, the police officer, it was a younger black man, said that he didn't want Amber Guyger to be punished. This happened in the courtroom. That he just wanted her to pray. And they hugged in the courtroom, and then they sentenced Amber Guyger, I believe, to life in prison. I think she got manslaughter, life in prison. One big mistake that Amber Guyger, the police officer, did not do when she executed the black man for eating ice cream in his apartment over in Dallas. I know where it's at. So I was really about the south side. I call it South Side. It's where these haunted apartments are. They have like 100 names for those different apartments. They're really old historical apartments. Her apartment had a different name. But I've been over there and saw her apartments. They're really nice. They're hard to get into as well because I've done some deliveries there. She thought she was on her floor and she was on the wrong floor and just walked in her place without opening the door. I mean, I'm sorry, she did open the door without unlocking the door. Meaning she just opened the door, or she unlocked it, or I don't know how she did it. And I guess he had a similar couch. She pulled her revolver, or I don't know if it was a revolver, and then executed him. It's probably a clip gun, so it's called an automatic. And boom, 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 killed him. Now, she did not render aid, so she just got on the phone and made a lengthy call to 911. It was like she was on the phone with 911 for a long time. She talked to the 911 operator as he bled to death in his apartment. She did not try to render aid. So they got her for manslaughter. She is in prison. She will do time. She is no longer a police officer. Daniel Hoytsclaw, he raped 9 black women while in uniform, and he did have the sidearm. He had his lethal sidearm while he stuck his penis pretty much in you know what. And they saw it as oral sodomy on 9 different black women. He got 266 years in prison. He turned his computer off before he would do it in his cruiser, his police cruiser. All right? So I can keep on going for like maybe 30 minutes on all these corrupt cops cases, right? We got George Floyd. That was a kind of a choking case in a way. He put the knee on his back, didn't allow him to breathe. Go on and 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 on all day. All executions for no reason. Now, the bullets are actually lethal in law enforcement. They're not designed to wound you. Doesn't matter if they hit you in the finger or they clip you. If you're hit with a lethal sidearm bullet or a lethal bullet, and that's what they have in their guns, you will bleed to death. The surgeons won't be able to put you back. It doesn't matter where they hit you. They can hit you in the toe. A police officer's gun has a lethal round. All of them, they're lethal. They'll shred in the body, causing the arteries to bleed you to death. It doesn't matter where they hit you. So if you're hit with one of their bullets, you're dead. You'll bleed to death. The surgeons will not be able to put you back together. They're designed. Now, the New Liberty Party, which I represent, I'm Jonathan Cole Spivey, your future president. Let's just put it that way. I got a campaign, and I'm doing it through YouTube. And I talk to people too. We will remove that lethal bullet from their gun first. Everything's going to happen in steps until we finally get rid of their lethal sidearm. What that means is that we have to form a militia. The militia is called RIB, and it's in my fantasy novel. And that militia is called a Revolutionary Independent Branch its only purpose is to catch corrupt police officers in the United States of America and all 50 states. And they will come from Alaska. They use 2 types of weapons. Now, they have Overwatch. Overwatch, they use the Macmillan. I have a horrible, horrible habit of saying the word "the." I'm kind of a Shakespeare fan. But they use the Macmillan TAC 50C. Now that means it's a 50 caliber gun. It can shoot up to a mile away. They use the HK7. Now the HK MP7 is a very powerful gun. They have another one called an HK MP7A1. That's the brand new version of it. It comes out of Germany. It is Hewlett and no, it's I always say Hewlett. It's Heckler and Koch. That's the name of the brand for HK. So HK is not Hewlett, but HK is Heckler and Koch. Now, in my show, we make mistakes on purpose because my show is prophetic. The fantasy novel is about the execution. Well, it has a moment, it hints to it. We don't see it in this section of the part of the novel, which is Shepherds of Alaska. It hints to a thing called Dog Night Out. And Dog Night Out is the execution of every corrupt police officer in the United States of America in one night over a period of 12 hours. Now, it's not done by the Rib branch. The Rib is the fourth branch in the Greater Militia. The Greater Militia is already existing in the fantasy novel. So it's mentioned in the notes of the fantasy novel. There are four. They're special operation militia units, or what you would call them commandos, but they're militia. There's four of them. Now, the reason why the number 4 is because they represent the new Liberty Party. Faith, hope, love is the most important, which leads to a charitable nation. So that's one of their signs, like this. And they turn the hand like this. In the scene that I've already written, which is a chapter, I believe it's chapter 65. I'll have to go back and make sure. But chapter 65 hints at Jed Wilson training 2 recruits, 2 new militia recruits, to use the HK MP7A1 as a weapon of choice. And they are to fire it like the ampersand. Do you know what an ampersand is? It's used in the English language, and it's very effective. It basically connects 2 thoughts. It's called the ampersand. So it goes like this. That's how they fire. It also represents Satan, if you look at the etymology. It also represents E and T. You have to look at the Latin representation of the ampersand. He calls the HK MP7A1, he calls it the amp. The ampersand, because that is the direction he trains his soldiers to fire. They bend their knees. He says, bent knees, move forward. Do not aim, fire, fire, fire. He tells them not to aim because the Spiritus Mundi enters them as they fire. And they're shooting at snowmen. Snowmen are what they build. They have to build these snowmen out of snow. So it snows falls down. They take the snow and scoop it up with their hands, and they build these snowmen out in the field as target practice. They put sticks in the snowman to make it look like men, and a carrot in the nose on some of them. And they put rocks in them for eyes and stuff. And they go through and they make ampersands, which it doesn't really make a perfect ampersand, but it blows it away. So it doesn't hit the victim in one area. Now, he does design them to reload the gun as fast as possible in 3-second burst. So it's like, they have 3 seconds to empty that clip and get the other clip in and firing, so it's almost a continuous fire. He teaches them to use their body to take over, to make these, to move very, very, very quickly. So the other clip comes out, another one comes in. It's designed to get in, to go through what's called dragon skin armor, which is a bulletproof armor that could stop possibly a sniper bullet. So he has them shoot the snowmen to where the snow is disintegrated, you know, the snowmen, and the snow just goes firing. And he has them, he does it by turning the gun, turning the HK MP7, he turns it to the side, he undoes the clip and reloads it to another clip as quickly as possible, and then turns it back, cocks it and fires as quickly as possible. He goes through like 10 clips very quickly. The HK MP7A1 will fire 10 separate little sequence bullets right behind one another in these very small little movements. So it fires almost at the same time, 10 bullets going through. So it hammers, those bullets hammer through that body armor. It's designed to pierce body armor. That's the design of the gun. They had the same thing in the medieval times with certain swords that could go through the knight's body armor. They were very dangerous swords created by genius thieves, genius criminals, and probably the Germans were behind it. And they could pierce through the chainmail armor with certain daggers that were probably 6 inches long or 7 inches long, the same length as the amp, which is what Jed Wilson calls it. They have user nicknames for everything. The amp is the ampersand. That's how they shoot it, the pattern they shoot it in, and it's the HK MP7A1 submachine gun that they use. And they carry that on their side, and some of them carry the TAC Macmillan, the snipers. You have the commandos and you have the snipers. He trains Poopy and Droopy. Poopy has an incontinent problem. He has diarrhea. He was found in a trash can. He was a homeless guy. They trained him to be a soldier. Droopy was a drug addict. They trained him. He was also found in the same trash can after they found Poopy. They put that trash can out there and put cameras out there to make sure. Cats is playing Little Mermaid at Casa Mignana. The cameras were put there so Poopy and Droopy could live in them at different times, and that's how they recruited them. They had nothing. It trained them back to being somewhat in shape. Soon he'll have them jogging in the snow in full gear they wear it, you guessed it, they wear the dragon skin armor from California. It was invented in 2000, do the research. All of this is not necessarily true. There is an HKM P7A1, there is a Macmillan TAC 50C, but it's not all true. This is a fantasy novel. Welcome to Rib. That's the Garden Inn. It's a really nice place. They fixed it up a little bit and look, yep, they removed the TV. There used to be a TV right there. They removed it. So probably I could focus a little bit better. But they moved the TV over there. And they also changed the booth. These used to be booths, if you look at the early vlogs. All right, so we're gonna execute this right here. We've got a little bit of really good one right here. And we're gonna add probably a little bit of spinach. Always add a little bit of spinach. And we'll set up camp right here to have our prayer and to have our wonderful food, which we're gonna get into detail on. It's very, very important to eat healthy for everybody. That's another thing about New Liberty Party. We're gonna make sure that there are free, healthy meals like this that will go out to all kinds of people, all types of people, and they won't have to just eat McDonald's, okay? They'll also have healthy food. They'll have healthy food. So, let's study this real quick. We've got olive oil, vinegar for dressing. We did put a little balsamic on it. This is a, it's like a banana pepper. These are green olives and black olives. We got a jalapeno, onion. So this is purple onion, chicken and ham, broccoli. We do have carrots right here. And we did get cucumber as well. We do have tomato as well as a dressing here. And this is goat cheese right here. All right? Now, we go. How about? Oh. These are actually croutons right here. In case you're wondering, would you get mushroom? White mushroom? They're good because they're good for immunity. I cleared my plate. All right, roadie crosstalk, here we go. We're going out to that area, Patriot Drive. It's getting a little better. All right, here we go. It's accumulated. It sends for fueling. Here we go. Kind of see it. It's a Patriot, but you will be able to see it here though, pretty clear. If they show it, they may not show it. Doesn't look like they show it. Don't know why. They should show it, but it's Patriot Drive. It's a ROADIEXD. It's going only something like 6 deliveries or something of that nature. They sometimes give you $100 for 6 deliveries. They can. All these guys can make up to 5. Well, they won't make. They'll make 300 probably. About 300. Maybe. This over here says 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. The only time you're off is when you sleep. That's what he said. I said, shoot, try 360 days out of the year. When I worked for Hyson, I worked 360 days out of the year, 7 days a week. It's true. See if I can see a sign anywhere. It just says line. Line begins. Line up. Starts here. Yeah, this is line up. Starts here. We'll see if we can find a sign somewhere. This is filter by over here. Filter by. Check this out. That's a Sprinter van with the Sprinter van. Well, it's not, it's a Ford, but it's like one. With that one and the Transit over there, you can make 500 a day. They especially like the Sprinter. Those are, you make $500 a day. Watch your plate check. Yep. There she goes. Watch your plate check. Now all of this is surrounded by corruption. So don't forget it. But watch your plate check. You gotta get everything in there. Miss a sticker. However it goes in there. Everything's scanned in, so we're good to go. No issues if it scans in. Good to go. This is Patriot Drive. Meandering. You could probably make thousands, even sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars watching my channel. Look at this information here. There's a clue. That's a development. If you know where development is, you can make a lot of money in real estate very, very quickly. Right, so Spark got a hold of me. Now, when you sign up for Spark delivery, you have to give them the driver's license. So they're commanding a driver's license, which and then also commanding or Social Security on front and back. But they don't give you the option. They don't give you the option to even upload it. So they just get started, you have to. So they asked for it. Don't know why, because I already gave it to them. And then I uploaded my driver's license in the auto insurance area of the app, the section of the app that has auto insurance. So they're reviewing that, and they're going to want the auto insurance. So I don't know why they do it, because I've already done it. Endure till the end. Until your last dying breath. Endure until the end. Feels better that way. This is a new church that they just recently built right here. It's a brand new church. It looks kind of like a castle. I don't know the name of the church, but it's a brand new church. It was built, I want to say it could be Catholic, or at least inspired by Catholic. I don't know if it is Catholic or not. I don't know if you can tell by that sign. It's in an awkward place. But I want to say that it's either Catholic or inspired by Catholic. I don't know if they're Reformed or not. There's new Mass. Yeah, it's Catholic. It's new Mass schedule. Saturday at 4 p.m., Sunday. So I don't believe in the Catholic Church. So I would not be going there. I would not tithe a penny to the Catholic. Not a single penny. And it's very dangerous for somebody to do that. I'm going to look at it at a different angle. That's it right there. Yeah, it's Catholic. They're very dangerous people. They murder, they cheat, they steal, and they sodomize. They're very evil. My cousin, who was raised Catholic, he's an atheist. A lot of them become atheists. You know the lead singer of 10,000 Maniacs? Natalie, is it Natalie Merchant? I think that's her name. She's actually a Reformed Catholic. She wore a shirt to a 10,000 Maniacs concert in the 90s. It was a T-shirt that said "Recovering Catholic." So the Catholic would hear something like, "It's Catholic or inspired by Catholic," and you know how they respond to it? That's stupid. Everything to a Catholic is stupid. You know why? Because they're sodomites. They have been proven to be sodomites. It's see the movie Spotlight. I believe it's called Spotlight. Yeah, Mark Ruffalo might have something to do with it. But it's a great movie. And it's about, there's research done by journalists to show that there are many rapists that are sodomites in the Catholic Church, and the Catholic Church hide them. They'll hide the sodomites. They're also closely involved with the Nazis. Montana was my first choice for the inspiration of the werewolf movie. So I have a werewolf movie called Grace, parentheses, AKA Werevlog. Were means man, vlog means video log. This was my first choice, Lantana. That's Lantana. You can barely see it. Barely see it. Robert Cam smokes marijuana, and I told him if he didn't stop smoking marijuana, I was going to report him, and that may have something to do with the suicide of my sister. I'm not for sure, but he was the first to inform me of her suicide. Robert Cam was, and I told him to smoke. I told him immediately to stop smoking weed immediately, or I was going to report him. Then he called me later after drinking wine, and over the phone, he pissed in the toilet over the phone. You could hear him pissing as he was talking. That's a form of Satanism. All right, if I had a truck, that would be perfect right there. Those aren't bad either. I like those. They're hard to sleep on though. But look at, I need a new writing desk. Look at this. I don't have a truck. That one's a good writing desk right there. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to come back and look at that. I'm going to come back and look at that. You like Mozart? I got some new shoes.